There we go. There we go. I was like, I know he's gonna like that instrumental all day.
Yes, sir. My brother. What's up, King?
What's up, Amadeus? How are you, bro?
First off, Happy New Year to you, my brother. Happy New Year to you and the fam.
Man, blessings to you and yours as well. Man, incredible. Man, I'm loving everything that you're doing. I want to jump into everything, but I want to give you the proper introduction, King, because it's well deserved. Multi-platinum producer. He's worked with over 100 of your favorite artists. First major placement, Foxy Brown, Fabulous, 50 Cent, Chris Brown, Keisha Cole. You see the plaques. You see the wall art behind them. Trey Songz, musical director and drummer. I think the only guy I know that has a residency at Vegas, in Vegas at Dre's nightclub, as a musician. The only producer, the only guest that's ever been on the FloWay show twice.
Nice.
My brother, I'm proud to call this guy a friend. Bel Air, you already know, Starter Family. My brother, y'all show some love in the comments for Amadeus, man. Once again, man, back to the FloWay show, man. Thank you, my brother.
My brother. What an amazing introduction, as always. It's an honor.
Man, we living good, man. We living good, man. I'm so happy to see what you're doing. I'm so happy that I got this book, and I'm so happy that we're going to talk about it tonight. Yes, sir, my brother. How's everything for you? I know, the last time we spoke publicly, we were like 6-7 months into the pandemic, and of course, things have shifted again in the entertainment space and in the world since the last time we spoke. So, what's been going on with you, man? Just, how you feeling?
Man, I feel great, bro. I feel great, and I appreciate you even asking and, allowing that to be the first question, because the last conversation that we had, I definitely wasn't in a good space. You know what I'm saying? Like, my spirits were definitely tainted, challenged. You know what I mean? So to be here today, feeling like myself again, feeling like the king again, excited about the new year, 2022. I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed, man. And again, I'm grateful to be, the first person to be on the show twice. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be able to set it off, in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Being the first guest, on the FloWay show, man. I'm honored, bro.
Yeah, man. Season 4, man. We here. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Season
sir.
4, we here, man. And after our last conversation, man, the views on our last conversation on between Spotify and YouTube and iHeartRadio and all that good stuff, and the feedback was so positive. You know what I mean? Just for people to hear your story and hear that you come from, a place like we come from, and rise above all the trials and tribulations and everything like that, and to see that you've put all of that energy and put that into a book that we're
Yes, sir.
discuss. I'm more than happy for you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it, man.
I think we should start off with a shot.
Yes, sir.
To kick the gears off.
Yes, sir.
Why you put this thing back tight again?
Because you wasn't supposed to start off with a shot.
I had a little. It's a new bottle, so you know how sometimes the new bottles will be a little stuck.
Yes, that's why I had the pre-open joint.
Cool. Give me a shot glass.
You gonna get him in trouble, sir.
Listen. He get me in trouble because
the Bumble is very friendly. Okay, it's all for friendly engagements, friendly conversations. Shout out to
tonight, Kate. Let's take it easy tonight, Kate.
Product placement. You know what I mean?
It's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday.
Thank you, Queen. Yeah. Please remind us, my bro.
Man, I want to touch base on. I know we talked about it before, and you probably talked about it many times with other people. But for those who don't know you, I just want to, because it's pretty dope. So I want to touch base on, just with you and that first placement with Foxy. And the reason why I want to touch on that too, because I was listening to that record, My Life Cradle to the Grave, a couple days ago. And just to kind of hear like the vulnerability in Foxy and what she did on that record. And it may not have been considered one of her biggest records, but I think it was one of the records that I can say that you heard a different side of Foxy on, and it was a little sentimental at the same time, and it was deep, it was different. And I just want to touch on the placement, because that's pretty much how your career pretty much jumped off for you with the Foxy Brown placement. So you can run that back for us?
Absolutely. And I loved how you really talked about, her being vulnerable and really talking about cradle to the grave. She's had a few challenges in her life where her life was actually challenged, you know what I'm saying? And, God kept his hand on her, man. So I think she really truly spoke from the heart, spoke from her soul, and really put that record together. And like you said, it definitely wasn't one of her highest grossing or biggest singles. Most of those records are like party records and club records and records that, that we dance and we party to. But again, that was a record and a track that, like you said, that she can really dig deep and lay it all down on the line. So definitely big shout out to Foxy. Rest in peace, DMX, who created that opportunity for all of us, that was featured on that soundtrack. It's right here on the wall. I showed you and the listeners last time is right here, right behind me. First gold record, first gold plaque, that I've ever earned, which is my first placement. So it's very, monumental, sentimental for me. And shout out to Foxy because I had an opportunity. And I know you've read the book already, bro. So for those that have read the book already, I highlight that experience and I talk about Foxy and her brother Anton Marchand. And what's dope is I was able to get both of them, a signed copy of the book. And I heard back from Anton. So shout out to Anton, who was like, yo, this is amazing. I got this, on my unit with the rest of the legendary books. So I'm glad to join, whatever books he has, on his table. And, I sent Foxy hers. So I'm looking forward to hearing back from her. And just a monumental moment, man. And I'm grateful that you, like I said, that you brought that up. It will forever be, one of my biggest highlights because it's what put me in the game. It's what got me started. So shout out to Foxy, shout out to DMX, rest in peace DMX, and shout out to her brother, Anton Marchand.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. This book is going to be sitting next to the J Prince, The Respect. You know what I mean? Rick Ross is going to be sitting next to the Keys, DJ Khaled. It's going to be sitting next to that over there. You know what I mean? Got a few books over there that's going to be sitting next to, man. And it's, it's really personal because of where you come from. You know what I mean? And first off, the pictures in the book. You know what I mean? To have those pictures. We was just talking about the picture you dressed like Michael Jackson. All of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's going.
And shout out to my parents. Shout out to my parents too, man. I remember sneaking, going up to my mom's crib a few Christmases ago before the pandemic, and I would be like, "Yo, where's the pictures at?" And she'd be like, in the shed. Go in the shed. It's in the shed in the photo album. Go back there. And I would go back there and I would go through each and every single book that she had and be taking pictures. And she never knew what I was doing. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just taking pictures to post for like Flashback Fridays and Throwback Thursdays. To be honest.
All of that.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the vision. And then when the
pandemic, get a couple likes, that's it.
Yeah, bro, that's it. And then when the pandemic hit, and I had all this time on my hand, I'm like, yo, man, shout out to Lynn Hobson, one of the co-authors. Shout out to Katrina Stackhouse, the other co-author. We was like, yo, let's get this book done while you home, while you ain't on the road and touring with Trey and flying to Vegas. You home and you ain't got nowhere to go. Like, let's get this done. And that was the best decision that, we've ever made. And now we have the story of Amadeus.
And I don't want to give too much away from the book because I want people to get the book. But something that I learned was how you got your name. And, I had to think about it. And I was like, we've talked, many times on the phone. And we talked, on the show. But I don't ever recall asking you how you got your name. And I was like, Flo, what's wrong with you? So I had to go back and look at our last conversation, and I never asked you that. And please let the people know, how did you get your name, Amadeus?
Yeah. I watched the movie, I had a youngin' in school. We were forced to watch the movie. I was more excited about having the opportunity to not do any work in class and for the teachers to turn the lights out and me go find what girl I was going to sit next to as we watched the movie. So that was the highlight for me.
That's typically what
but
happens
you know,
on movie day.
you know what I'm saying? That was the highlight for me. And while watching the movie, because of course I was getting in trouble and the teacher called my name a few times, like pay attention. So had to watch the movie. So while watching the movie, I'm like, this guy is wild. Like, he's really wild. He's really outrageous, but he's like super gifted and super talented. Like, this dude was putting scores together and with like 200 piece orchestras and like writing from scratch, but at the same time chasing all the girls that was in school, like playing hide and seek, in the theater. And I'm looking at this dude like, this is definitely me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is
The young OG.
definitely me. But again, I was a little kid, so I didn't even really put two to two together. Like, it was years later until I actually put the name, chose the name, and it was like me starting to produce. I was like, in my teens, and I'm like, I need a name. And at first, and I know they're gonna laugh, my first name was A Boogie. Yeah, my first name was A Boogie, and everybody had jokes. Everybody laughed. I thought it was fire. Nobody else thought it was fire. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna switch my name up. Everybody got so much to say about the name. I'm gonna switch my name up. And then he was like, my partner, my bro Sue was like, yo, what about Beethoven? And I'm like, what about Wolfgang? And I was like, and he was like, what
He's
about
gonna have a
Amadeus?
beard all the time. It was gonna be Wolfgang. He's gonna have to be.
Right.
He's gonna have to be looking like DJ Khaled in the pandemic.
Word. So he finally said Amadeus, and I was just like, now I'm gonna be honest, I didn't love it at first. I did not love it at first. I was just like, I don't know. But then I thought about the movie when I was a kid. I thought about the movie and just kind of put it all together. And I was like, it makes sense. So I was like, let me see. Went with it for a few months. After hearing people say my name, like, yo, what's up, Amadeus? And like, yo, we got Amadeus here. And I'm like, got a nice little ring to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A little ring to it. And that was it. So I went with it. Years later, I learned that it means loves God. And you already know. And again, for me, the concept was like me wanting to be the modern day Amadeus. You know what I'm saying? The Amadeus of hip hop, the Amadeus of R&B, the Amadeus of pop, the Amadeus of gospel. I wanted to be that guy that was once then the greatest composers in the world. I wanted to be that guy, for our era. You know what I'm saying? And that was how, I got the name.
Dope, super dope. My name was Flowcabulary. Right? So I took the word, of course, vocabulary, and I was like, Flowcabulary. And I had people like, yo, that joint is hot. And because, I started off being a DJ. That was my thing. You know what I mean? So
wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, Flowcabulary. And then it was like, then I think I had like a cousin or somebody tell me like, yo, bro, that's not it. And I'm like, yo, this joint is me. I'm writing it on my books. Everything. I'm running with the name. Like, people calling me FloCab for short. It got a little ring.
You putting the bubble letters on it too?
I'm putting the bubble letters on it, and it's looking crazy out here. And I'm like, yo, vocabulary, that's it. And one of my cousins was like, bro, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. He was like, yo, imagine you going on the stage and everybody like, yo, welcome Flowcabulary. And he just said something that just crushed me. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just go with flow for sure.
I think it's fire. I like Flowcabulary. I like Flowcabulary. I think it's fire.
I still want to stick with that, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do flow for short, and then next thing you know, it kind of just, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, you always want your way, flow, or something like that. And I was like, oh, FloWay. Thank you.
Wow, that's dope.
that's
dope.
Pretty much how it came. Like, somebody, gave me one of those. It probably was a girl or somebody like that. It was something like that. It came along. Like, you always want your way, Flo. And I was like, yeah, FloWay. You know what I mean?
That's so dope, bro. I love that. Hey, shout out. It's a bunch of people in the building, man. Shout out to Erica Kane, the one and only Erica Kane. Shout out to Tanya. I see you, Tanya. I know this should be moving really fast, but you know, it'd be hard. It'd be hard. You know, sometimes you gotta take a moment to just show love because it kind of be hard when you be in conversation and people be checking in and saying what's up, and then you don't want to. You know, we don't want to cut one another off. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody in the building.
Absolutely.
Swing, Gotti,
All the love.
Limitless BX, again, Erica Kane.
My cousin. All the love.
Yeah, much love to everybody tuning in, man. Appreciate y'all.
You know, out of, right, I went back to your discovery. You call it discovery, right? Discovery?
Discography. Discography.
Discography.
Yeah. I'm a little, you know, my words become a little different. Especially
it's all
I
good,
hit
King.
the Rumble a couple times. So
it's flowcabulary.
It's flow, right, yeah. See,
I can have it. See, that's why I named the word. I can have a name like that, and I be, you know what I mean?
Messing up on the pronunciation. I mean, don't have
like, man, your name is Flowcabulary, man. You gotta pronounce it right. You gotta get it together.
He calls me a killer. I'm a killer.
She's a killer in the beat all the time.
I always tell him it's the word remember. I'd be like, remember. He'd be like, I remember.
Remember that time?
Remember.
Hey, Queen, you better leave us alone now. You better leave us alone
I live in
now.
North Carolina too, so that the South kicks in sometimes. I'm a Bronx native, but you know the South kicks in sometimes, so you start saying them words like the South a little bit. You know what I mean?
That King. Ain't nothing wrong with that, King. You know I love you, my brother.
I love you too, bro. You know, so I was checking it out, and I was like, yo, you know, you got a lot of records, you know, and I never asked you, out of all of the records that you produce, what would you say is, you know, one of your most successful placements that you think about when you just kind of take a look back at your career?
Love that.
What kind of comes to mind as your most successful?
It's hard to choose one, so I'm gonna briefly run through a few. I think for me, Young and May, Petty Wop, Dave East featuring Chris Brown, Perfect, because those was the first two singles to go gold. You know, so that's dear to me, being that, you know, those two records obtained, you know, that level of success and still counting. So hopefully they both, you know, go from gold to platinum. So keep, you know, if you out there, keep playing that Young and May, Petty Wop. If you out there, keep playing that Dave East featuring Chris Brown, Perfect record, man. Let's get them joints platinum. You heard? So those two. Probably the ESPN First Take theme song.
Of course.
That's been on been in rotation for the last about 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years now. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, my big bro Stephen A. Smith, Molly Karam. Shout out to Max Kellerman, who was on the show. Shout out to Skip Baylor. So that, and also I would have to say the Justin Bieber Christmas Eve song, written by Chris Brown. And you know, Justin Bieber's Under the Mistletoe album went, I think, 2 times platinum. Got the wall art back there. But Christmas Eve happens every year. So if Christmas Eve happens every year,
to go platinum.
Absolutely. It's always, you know, I'm sure, a group of fans or people that are Justin Bieber fans, or you might Google Christmas Eve or put Christmas Eve, you know, search Christmas Eve in your Apple, your Spotify, your Tidal, whatever, and I'm sure Christmas Eve by Justin Bieber is going to come up, man. So that's definitely a special record. I would say is very successful for me.
So let me hold something. So let me hold something.
You know,
Christmas comes around. You got a Justin Bieber Christmas record, okay? I don't.
let's get out of the get out of the pandemic first, and then I promise you, I got you. The pandemic's still hurting, man. We still a little hurt out here.
It's still
a little hurt out here, man. We ain't moving full throttle yet. So I got you, King. I got you and the Queen. I got y'all.
But those are super dope placements, man. And you know, just to have like that ESPN, to have that, like, you know, to be, you know, as a producer, I'm pretty sure that level of accomplishment, you know, being able to produce. You did both First Take songs, right? The first and
yeah. It's like I did the original one, And then Wale came and he added his go-go band to it. So they added, kind of a live instrumentation to it. And then the third one that's out right now, they actually sampled me and my track and then added like, DJs, which you can relate to, added like DJ scratches and then like little words that Stephen A. Smith may have said or other people may have said, Max, and kind of scratched it into the intro. So that's kind of where it's at right now.
Dope, super dope. All right, so I want to mention, right, a few records by you, and I just want you to kind of just give us the first thing that comes to mind. It could be anything associated with the record. It could be anything, anything associated with the song. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's one of my favorites. I love her, Chris Brown.
Ooh, dun, 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 dun. Feel like Island. Feel like we went to the island on that one.
Mm-hmm. Trey Songz, Sneaky.
That was fire. Kind of like paying homage to Jodeci. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Keisha Cole, Next Time, Won't Give My Heart Away.
Woo. That record was very special to her and me, because she was going through a lot with the marriage thing, kind of dealing with the hurt and the pain, and it's sad to say, right? But I love creating those type of records. You know what I'm saying? I love, when people can put the pain into music, and then that can be a blessing to others. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you never know what people are going through. So I love that she was vulnerable on that song, and just gave the world her truth. You know what I'm saying? And for all of the queens that's out there going through the same thing or dealing with hurt and dealing with pain, she was able to say, yo, rich and all, famous and all, fly and all. Like, I still go through the same thing all of the queens out there in the world go through too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was kind of that moment.
Mm-hmm. How was it the process, right? We'll dig a little deeper into that. How was the process with getting her that record? Was you guys in the studio? Did you send it to her? Did you kind of, how was just the process with getting her that record?
I had sent her, and I'm kind of it's kind of the same blueprint with a lot of the artists that I've worked alongside. I just kind of send her folders of tracks and let her choose what she loves and what she gravitates towards. And she heard that track and did a thing. And I remember her calling me. She actually called me when she wrote that song, and I think she sent it to me and was like, yo, listen to this, and after you listen to this, let me know and I'm gonna call you. You know what I mean? And I remember being in a basement at my crib at that time, and honestly, she was going through a situation in her relationship, and I was kind of going through a situation in mine. And it was kind of like, therapy in a way, where I was able to listen to her, and what she felt and what she was going through as she talked about it to me personally, but then as she, put it in the record. And then I was able to, share with her what I was going through, man. So it's kind of like a therapy thing of us both lifting one another up and being prayerful for one another as we was dealing with challenging times in relationship. So I just thought it was kind of really dope that, we were both going through something, and that record kind of was an outlet, that we both had to express ourselves, me musically and her musically as well, but with the pen and really laying it out on the line in regards to what she dealt with and what she had going on, man. So shout out to KC. She's always been a real one, real, authentic, genuine, loving.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Every time she working on the album, she called me like, yo, King, it's about that time. And I love when artists are loyal, and don't forget, you know what I'm saying? The producers and the creatives that they work alongside, and make sure that they give them that call back when it's time for round 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? So shout out to Keisha Cole.
Shout out to Keisha. I made a lot of money with Keisha. She put a lot of money in my pockets. So
sir. Yeah, shout out to the queen, man. She's so dope, yo.
Moving on, Jennifer Lopez, Same Girl with French Montana.
That was historic for me. You already know, bro. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from 169 from Washington Ave. From the hood. J-Lo from Castle Hill. So J-Lo probably about 10, 15 minutes. where I'm from. And
Mm.
you know the X. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I remember getting that phone call like, yo, Chris is in the studio with, Chris Brown's in the studio with Jennifer. He played a bunch of your beats. She picked a bunch of your joints. They got a smash named Same Girl. J-Lo loves it. She want to shoot a video for it. Put it out ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Heard the record, fire. Shout out to my brother Chizzy. Did that with my homie Chizzy. And she called me herself. Like, she called me herself, and she wanted like more strings and she wanted the strings to be bigger in the song. And instead of having like her assistant or her manager, Benny Medina, somebody on her team called, like, she called directly herself. And I'm like looking at the phone like, nah, this ain't you. Like, I banged it on her, everything. I hung up the phone on her and everything because I didn't believe it was her.
No.
Yeah, I definitely hung up on her. I'm like, who's playing on my phone? I hung up on her, and I'm not saying it like in a negative or cocky way. I
Well, you
really,
didn't believe it. That's all it was.
yeah,
You
I'm
just
like,
didn't believe
why
it.
is Jennifer Lopez calling me? Like, not her team, not her
I
management.
would have
Like,
been on. I would have been on White Pages while I'm on the phone. What you say your name is? What you say your name is? Jennifer
bruh,
Lopez.
bruh. And she not even the first one I hung it up on. I hung up on Fantasia too.
Oh my
Tasia got that. Tasia, Tasia got that little like
God.
voice, and I thought little girls playing on my phone. I was like, oh no, you're not gonna get me caught up out here. Mm-mm.
Oh my God. So when you
She's
hung
like, yeah,
up
I
on
speak
her,
that.
right? When you hung up on Jennifer, does she call back?
Mm-hmm.
So she calls back and she says,
She
"Yo,
calls
it's
back.
really me."
Yeah,
She hits you with the
she's like,
Bronx when she called back. That's probably what
yeah.
happened.
She
She
hit me
probably
back
hit
and
you.
was like,
She hit you with the Jenny from the block and she called back.
word.
Pretty sure.
She hit me with the call back, and once she started talking about the record, that's when I knew it was her. She was like, nah, this is really me. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not, this is really me. Like, she was like, I'm really hands-on with my songs and with my music. I don't have people talk for me. Like, I'll talk for me. And I thought that was the realest Bronx shit you could ever say. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, when it comes to this, like, I'll
I'm going
talk for me.
straight to the source and I'm going to let you know exactly what I need.
You know what I'm saying? And she like, nah, I love the record. Me and Brown wrote it. And that's when I was like, okay, this is her. She's like, I need more strings. I need I need that bigger. I need you to add more. I need the strings to just be huge. You Amadeus, right? I need that to be. When she said that, I was like,
And then you said, oh, she said my name.
so she's like, she says all that, right? Right, Flo? And then she like, so when you gonna have that done for me? Right now. Like, I'm going to work on it.
Everything I'm doing.
Right now. Like, not now. Right now. She's like, all right, bet. As soon as you're done, call me back. Email it to me. Call me back. Let me know you sent it. I'm like, call you back? She's like, yeah, call me back. I was like, okay, cool. And, send it to her, called her. She's like, now we ready. Then she's like, yo, I'm flying to the Bronx, going to the hood. I'm shooting a video. Pull up on me. And I'm like, word? She's like, pull up on me. I'm going to be in the Bronx. Pull up on me. And I pull up to the video. She ain't had no security. She was just in the streets, bro. And they was like, yo, let her know you're here. And I'm like, me? She's like, yeah, let her know you're here. Introduce yourself. I'm like, all right, cool. She comes out the dressing room, the makeup, stylist, wardrobe. And I'm like, hey, it's Amadeus. And she's like, gives me the biggest hug ever. And I'm like, she a real one, bro.
And not only did you have that one, you had two of her, right? You had two. You had 10.
We had
right?
Same Girl and we had Tens. You know what I'm saying? And Tens is crazy. Shout out to her her choreographer, JR. JR called me with the idea of wanting, to do something in that vibe, and just kind of wanted to cater to the Vogue and the community, the Vogue. You know what I'm saying? Like, wanted to kind of create a record for them and that whole movement. And we made it happen. We did it. And, we ended up landing two on that album, on the AKA album. You know what I mean?
Dope, super dope. We gotta take a shot for that one, man.
Let's do it.
Shot for that one,
I've been drinking. I don't know what's happening over there. But I've been drinking in my cup. I don't know. I'm just saying, I haven't seen you sip late, but I've been drinking.
I got one more question, King, about Jennifer. We'll move on. Did she call you from a 718 number, a 917? I'm
Nah,
not
you know,
asking for this. I'm just saying. I just want to know how Bronx it was.
nah, it wasn't. Nah. I don't even
It's like
remember.
an
It
LA or
definitely
something.
wasn't. Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
was like an LA joint. You know,
I
because
was
I
like,
know she
yo,
got.
that'd have been crazy, like 718.
Yeah,
And then I could see you banging it. Like, okay, I would look at the number and be like, nah, it's somebody from down the street. You know what?
y'all banged that phone so
Somebody from
hard,
down
bro.
here.
I was like, pow. I was like, pow.
I got one more for you. We move on. Diplomats take them to church.
Ooh, ooh. Damn. I got a phone call from the A&R and was like, yo, Cam just went ape shit on one of your beats. He's dissing Mace, and it's called Take Him to Church. We need to mix it ASAP. Pull up to Jewel's studio like tomorrow, and let's get this song mixed. And he was like, it's one of the last songs. Cam wants to put it on Purple Haze. Like, let's go. And I'm like, what? So I go to the studio. It's at Jewel's studio. So Jewel pulls up and he was like, yo, bro, you went crazy on This Is Me. Cam pulls up, you know, for us mixing this record. We mix it and he like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm one of the biggest Mace fans ever. Like, ever. So it was a little painful to me, you know, once I heard the diss, because I'm like, oh man, what's happening? These my Harlem brothers going at one another. What's really good, Flea? But one of the biggest diss records, you know, of my career. You know what I mean? So shout out to Killer, shout out to Jewels, and shout out to Uncasa, because Uncasa, you know, from Harlem is on that joint too, man. And he's super dope, really talented, dope MC and dope artist. So shout out to them, man. But we gonna take him to church? Nah, no way.
You had a couple. We had a couple diss records. You had the Eve diss, Foxy Brown Eve diss joint. All right, I see you, bro.
That record, Foxy made Cradle to the Grave and Get Off Me, which was the diss Eve, in the same night.
Oh, she was going through emotions.
Yeah, she made that the same night. So they called me like, yo, she did 3 records. Cradle to the Grave, we're gonna put that on the movie and the soundtrack with DMX. I'm like, all right, cool. And she was like, she made a diss record called Get Off Me against Eve. They was like, we sitting at the Funk Flex right now. And I'm like, and then she was like, she made another song named Rap Bibles, which Rap Bibles is nuts. Like, I'm gonna send you that. Like, she not even dropped that. I'm gonna send you that so you can just hear it for your listening pleasure, bro. Like, she went nuts.
Let me ask you a question. Dipset or the Locks? Who was you rooting for?
Whew. I'm a politically answer this correctly because you already know them all my brothers. I got records on all of them. Before the battle, before the versus battle, I did not choose. I just kind of went into it really excited on some like this is gonna be incredible for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just on some New York shit, this is gonna be really incredible for hip hop. So I just kind of went in with that mentality and with that, you know, vibe. Now the COVID thing was still going a little crazy. So people was like, yo, you gonna pull up? And man, if this COVID thing wasn't happening, I would have absolutely pulled up because that was legendary. That was monuments. But the COVID thing was still going crazy and I wasn't comfortable. And I was just like, nah, I'm going to watch this from the crib. But that was one of the best verses, period, bro. Like, period.
Correct.
Now, if you want to ask me who.
For both. I was rooting for both.
Now.
And the reason why I knew that Dipset was going to bring that flashy, that swag, and I knew that the Locks was going to bring the lyrics. So I knew that Dipset make great songs, but I know that the Locks is going to give you them bars. So
can I say this? Can I say this, King? I was not all the way happy with Dipset's song selection.
Okay, correct.
You know,
You can
like
testify to that too.
they definitely had the flash, they definitely had the swag, but they still have the heat and they have that street shit too. They just, you know what I mean? Like you got to really plan it out. You got to really, like Locks came in and they were ready to handle business, bro. Like the freestyles, all that. They was just on some murder. They was like, we come in to smoke and shoot up the stage and burn the stage down, and Kings is either gonna be ready or not. And with that being said, like Locks finished them boys. And they're my brothers. I spoke to Jimmy today. They're my brothers. But yo, like I would want a part two.
Mm.
Part two for Dipset to know what it is now, to govern themselves accordingly, to go for the juggler vein and not play no games. I want Dipset
because I think they went into it. I think they went into it just on we just going song for song and we having a good time.
Nah,
I don't
bro.
think they went into it more.
I need Dipset to put on the fatigue and go and come back. Feel me? Like I don't want to hear no hit. It ain't about just the hit records. It's about everything. It's about Locks and them play the freestyle, bro. Jada went on a freestyle, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a shot to that, man.
Yeah. All right, let's shift gears. Let's tackle Locks hands down. Come.
So for some reason,
he didn't even bring up the Pele. For some reason, I can't see any of the comments. Like my joint is stuck. Pause. You can't?
So nah, I was wondering why I didn't see it like moving and moving. So I'm not seeing anything. So just for everybody that's tuned in, I apologize. I don't want y'all to think I'm like seeing y'all and not shouting y'all out and showing you love. It just been stuck and hasn't moved on from this one comment. So much love to everybody that's on right now. Hey Flo, just shout out whoever you see, just so they know we tuned in.
Listen, shout out to everybody on the check-in. You already know what it is. It's love.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing but love here. Nothing but love here. Look, so I want to tap into the book. You said something that really stuck with me. You said, "My younger me inspires the man I am today." You know, can you elaborate more what you meant with this statement?
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up. Very powerful statement.
Mm-hmm.
A statement that'll leave you like, what is he saying? So I love that you've asked that. The younger me, and you can relate to this, King. The younger me made something out of nothing. There was no internet. There was no social media. So I had to really hit the streets. I had to carry my beat cassette tapes. I had to carry my beat CDs and really get out there and introduce myself and connect, with the movers and the shakers. So when you think of where we are today, 2022, all of the technology that we have, you being in, Carolinas, me being in New York, and we online and we on IG Live on our phones, we ain't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot is accessible to everyone today. At your fingertips. You can type something in, you could be at somebody's page just like that in a heartbeat. We didn't have that. So the fact that I was able to create something out of nothing, and the fact that I was able to mold as a producer and as a musician and shoot in the gym and gain the attention of artists to give me an opportunity and a chance without having a name and a brand and any notoriety, I think it's epic. So that's where that statement comes from in regards to like the younger me inspires the now me, because it's like, hey man, that young king just had $1 in a dream. And he didn't care who believed. He didn't care who rocked with him. He didn't care who co-signed. It wasn't no co-sign. And I was able to build this entire empire and this brand and my name, Amadeus, and Platinum Boy Music, Dolo. You know what I'm saying? Without no cosigns. So that's why the now me looks at the younger me, and it's like, and I get emotional about it because it's like the younger me. I'm like, thank you, King. Thank you for believing in you when nobody believed in you. Thank you for pushing forward when people told you you couldn't do it. Thank you for saying somebody's gonna get it one day. Thank you for saying one day you're gonna be a bad boy. You're gonna be in a puff. You're gonna be a hitman when nobody believed. Thank you for saying one day you're gonna play Madison Square Garden in the biggest stadiums in the world and fly in a plane and play for thousands of individuals around the world. It was that young Amadeus. It was that little boy that you see on the cover of that book that believed in everything when people ain't believe. So that King, that little boy right there, inspires me. That young King Amadeus, that young boy, inspires me. So that's where that came from.
Man, very well said.
Man.
Very well said. Salute, my brother. Wow. You know, I was looking at your catalog, right? And I seen that you had records there that was unreleased. Mm-hmm. And the question, you know, I kind of pondered if I wanted to ask you the question. And I said, you know, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and ask you anyway. You know, what is the process like, right, when you do a record with an artist and it's unreleased? Is like, A, still the same? Is like, what's the business? If you can get into a little bit of the business side of things.
And I love that you asked that because that's a question that's never been asked. So, you know, and that's why you're the GOAT and that's why you do what you do, King. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're great. No one has ever asked that question. And I think that's a very great question. It can be anything from a record being done, recorded, mixed, mastered, and not fitting the sound of the album still. It could be change of direction. It could be management, A&Rs not feeling it. Twist. It could be the artist not feeling it, but the management and A&Rs are. So it can be all type of reasons of why a record doesn't make the album. And I had to learn the hard way of not speaking on records and songs before it's time. You know what I'm saying? Or before it's released. I would go out like, yo, I got this record with so-and-so. I got this record with so-and-so. I got this joint with so-and-so. And create anticipation. Yeah.
And then it don't hit the streets.
Create anticipation for this record. And it never drops. And it's like, damn, bro, I didn't talk this whole thing up. And I got a CeeLo Green record that's so mean. So mean. And he went through some legal stuff and ended up having to pull it. And we went years. We lost contact, and I ran into him, and I ran into him in Vegas. He had a residency at Caesar's Palace, and I pulled up to the show because me and his engineer was, cool, and he mixed the record, and I pulled up, heard him do his thing, and after the show, went to his dressing room, and we chopped it up, and I'm like, I made a record, bro, and he like, man, this, and this, and I'm like, and it just goes to show you, you never know what artists are dealing with, what people are going through legally, where sometimes you can't release a record. I'm gonna bring one more thing up that I never talked about, only on the FloWay show. I got a T.I. record called going blank. But anyway, he dropped a record, a snippet of the record, and then that was right before. It was on a mixtape called Fuck a Mixtape.
It's called Fuck a Mixtape?
Yeah, it's on Apple Music, it's on, yeah. So he put a snippet on that. And he dropped the snippet and he put it up. And then that's when the whole BET Awards thing happened. And then he ended up, getting locked up. Right? Mm-hmm. So they paid for the record fully, check cut, mixed, mastered, ready to go. And once he got locked up, they looked at the record, believe it at this, and I'm gonna let y'all read between the lines. They looked at the record and they was like, we shouldn't put this record out. And I'll let y'all figure it out. We shouldn't put this record out for various reasons. And so it's all type of ways and reasons why songs aren't put out, you know. So that's one thing about being a producer, man. You put all this work in and you do things, and sometimes things happen, and it allows for records not to be released, and you just live with it. You know what I'm saying?
But I hate when it's because of politics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the politics get involved and, clearances and different things like that, and this takes away from the art. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we've seen time and time again, where producers don't get the credit that they deserve. Most recently, we've seen the Nas and Pete Rock situation.
That hurt me, bro. That hurt me so bad. That hurt. Like when I saw that, I was like, "What do you mean?" You know what I'm saying? And I don't know the particulars in regards to that. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not Nas. I want to say that, and Pete Rock is the big homie. Nas is the legend. It's not Nas, bro. Nas is not responsible. You know what I'm saying? For cutting royalty checks and shit like that. It's not Nas. It's the label.
A lot of times the artists don't know.
Yeah.
And that's reality. A lot of times the artists don't know. It's the people that handle the business, and things get tossed and things get
not Nas.
But that way, and
right. It's not
point
Nas.
the finger at the artist because the artist is the face of the brand. But when you see things like this, what's your take? As a producer, to see that people don't get the credit often. They don't get the financial gain as well.
It's whack, bro. And and you my bro. I only know to be one way, and that's real and transparent. Like I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? And I'm behind a lot of records. A lot of records. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show you that we don't get what's due. We don't get the recognition. We don't get the financial support that we should get. It's always a fight. It's always a battle to be properly compensated or credited. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just think it's horrible, bro. Like, it's because it's like, if think about your favorite record, and for those that are tuned in, and again, I can't see your comments, I can't see you, so if you're writing, if you're commenting, I love you. If you're putting hearts up, me and my brother Flo, we love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate you. I can't see it, but I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Like, we put blood, sweat, and tears into this, man. We put blood and sweat and tears into this music, and you should be compensated appropriately. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never going to get paid what you're worth. No one's ever going to get paid what you're worth, because if you really get down to what you're worth, it's $1 zillion, bro. It's $1 zillion, bro. You know why it's $1 zillion? Because God made me. God gave me this gift. God gave me this talent. So you can't put no number on it. You feel what I'm saying? God gave me this, bro. So you can't put no number on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never going to get paid what I'm worth. But the least you can do is give me what you feel is your best. I want to drive what you drive. I want to drive what you drive. I want to live on the hills too. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to own buildings. I want to own stores. I want to own franchises too. I want to own boats and yachts too. And I deserve to, because no record goes #1 without the track. No record goes #1 without the track. There's no instrumental album out right now that's going to the top of the charts right now without the music. If there's one out there, please name it. I'll wait.
We got it all day. You're not going to find it. Correct.
Not going to find it, bro. So as much as you respect the artist, as much as when you spend your money, you go see them in live in concert, all that shit is cool. But it's the music that brings it all together. It's the music that starts the idea. It's the music that puts the pen to the pad to create your favorite song. It's the music. It starts with the music first.
Before the lyrics is even on there. Correct. That's giving you the feeling.
Just saying, man. So show love to the producers. Show love to the writers. Show love to the producers. I'm going to keep going. Show love to the choreographers. Show love to the video directors. Show love to the producers that's producing the video. Show love to the people that are writing the video, that's writing the treatment. Shout out to the stylist that's making you fly when you shoot these videos. There's a lot of people that's working behind the scenes that ain't getting the love and the respect and the honor that's due. That's making you love your favorite artist. There's people that behind the scenes that you'll never meet. That's responsible.
The promoters is bringing them to the city.
Big facts, bro. Big facts, Flo.
You know what I mean?
Yo,
when
big
Live
facts,
Nation
Flo.
Or AG Live, when you don't got a hot album out and Live Nation or AG Live is not the ones taking you out on tour. You know what I mean? And that's
and you doing
it. You know what I mean? So you know, it's a lot that goes into in an artist's career, and that's why I like to shed light on people like yourself and people that's behind the scenes, and people that's on the boards, and people that are photographers, and people that are videographers, and different things like that. Because man, it's a lot of hands, it's a lot of creative, talented people, and that's what the show is about: is to shedding light on people that come from where we come from, and you know, have made something of themselves. And you know, everybody's not a superstar, everybody's not, you know, famous and different things like that, but if, you know, everyone has a special hand in these artists' careers and these entertainers' careers, and you know, we like to shed light, you know.
Appreciate you, King.
You know,
the world to me, my bro.
You know, my brother. And another thing I want to talk about with you is that we didn't talk about last time is that you like you said, you're not rich, but you always give back. You know, I always, every time I'm strolling on Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, I always see you out there. You go into your old schools and different things like that. You're talking to children. You have this book, and you've been giving away books and signing books, and you know, you always out there in the trenches, giving back. You know, how important is it for you just to give back to the community,
man? You know, I feel it's everything, man. One day, you know, we all gonna leave this earth. And the music that I've created is dope, and it's great, and it'll live on, right? But as the youngins come up and the new music is released and the new waves and the new producers, you know, we start, you know, unfortunately, we start getting pushed to the back. You know what I'm saying? The amount of respect that we both have as brothers for Puff Daddy and Dr. Dre and Timbaland and Swiss, and these youngins, they ain't thinking about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not thinking about them. They're thinking about, you know, the Murder on the Beach and the Wheezy and all of the young kings that's on fire, Hit Boy. And they, you know, they concerned with them. So it just goes to show you that you could be the biggest ever, but still get pushed to the side because the new and the next is here. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, the music will always be here. I'm always creating music. I'm always do what I do is what I love, and that's cool. But something that'll live on forever, besides the music, besides my name, besides my brand, is what I do for people. Is how I inspire people and how I be a blessing to people. You know, when you say, yo, Amadeus did this, did that, and he's the reason that I did this and this and that, that lives way beyond a record. That lives way beyond the show. That lives way beyond a track. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't a financial thing. It ain't an investment thing. It's like it's just about if I die tomorrow, and I'm not, and forgive me for saying this. I know this is not a topic people want to talk about, but if I leave tomorrow, what would you say about me? You know what I'm saying? What would you I want you to talk about the records. I want you to talk about the shows, and that's cool. But more importantly, I want you to talk about how much of a blessing I was to you, how I inspired you, how I pushed you, how I motivate you. That will live on forever. Way more than a record, way more than a song, way more than a plaque. All this shit cool. But I can't take none of that with me when I'm 6 feet deep.
You've answered the last question that we normally do is, what do you want your legacy to be at the same time? And you pretty much summed it up to that you want people to see you beyond the music as a humanitarian. You know what I mean? Beyond the records, those are gonna live, but you want to impact people in just a different way than music. Man,
Yeah.
very well said. And you're doing that, and you're doing it well. You know what I mean? You got the book, Amadeus, and the beat goes on. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? And this book, man, is not hard for you to read. It's a lot of information in here. It's a lot of knowledge. It's a lot of wisdom. And, it's a lot of growth that you've been through, and you put that in here. And a person that you talk about and you shed a lot of love on, and you credit a lot of your success in your career on, is Michelle White, right? Is that your bishop name?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rest in peace. I know that she's passed away
Yes, sir.
recently, and you shed a lot of love on her. Just briefly, just touch on what she meant to you and what she's contributed to Amadeus' career.
Yeah. Man, tough to talk about. You know, she just believed at the very beginning when I didn't even know, who I was as a musician or as a producer. Um, she taught me musically. She taught me spiritually. Taught me as a man. When I call myself a king, it's because of what I learned from her. You know, you don't ever let a queen open her door. You don't ever from a door to the car door to she don't touch the door. You understand? Like, it's just a way that she raised me. It's a certain thing that she taught me. And I love you to life, bro, for bringing her up and creating a moment, to celebrate her, because it wouldn't be any me without her. So I really appreciate you. And I'm gonna say this to you and to the listeners. I was finished with the book. Wrapped. And the Lord brought her home. And I remember calling Lynn, and I remember calling Trina, who's my co-authors, and I said, I have to go back in and create a bigger moment for her. I had her in a book, but I had to go back and create a bigger moment to celebrate her life and her legacy. And I'm holding it in. I'm doing pretty good, but I'm holding it in, bro. I'm holding it in.
And I know you can't see the comments, and they're showing.
Yeah, I can't see any of it.
Much blessings.
But man, I love you. You know why I love you? I love you for a billion reasons. But to make sure that you touched on this is special. And this is why you are who you are, and this is why you do what you do. I want the world to know her name. I want the world to know her name. She's no longer here in the flesh, but she's with me every day in the spirit. And as my brother, she's with you in the spirit. And for everybody that's tuned in and on this live right now, she's with you in the spirit. Because when you look at me, you look at her. When you know what I'm saying? When you see me, you see her. And I want to give a big shout out to my mom and my dad. My dad celebrated his birthday on Sunday. So happy belated birthday to my dad. And even he spoke a lot of life into me and my mom. you know, they read the book and was just like, wow, I didn't know you remembered that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you remembered that. And it's just real dope, bro. Like just to put that out into the masses and my kids. I dedicated to my bishop in memory of my bishop, and I dedicated it to my kids. You know, because you know it's they're everything to me. You know what I'm saying? My kids is everything to me, everything to me. They love me unconditionally. They love me flawed. You know, they don't care about none of this shit. They don't care about none of that. They proud of it, but they don't care about none of it. That like they love me for me. You know what I'm saying? Flawed and all. So
they love you for
yeah,
Antoine.
yeah. My kids, my queen, my
You know what I
family,
mean?
like yeah, like my family, my sister, you know, my sisters, my mom, like my grandparents who I spoke to, my grandparents, they in their 80s popping. My grandmom over here selling books, yo.
You know she gonna
You
get
know,
all the church members. You know what I
yo,
mean?
big facts. She called me. I
My
had to call her
grandbaby here
yesterday.
often now.
Yo, she like, I need 15 books right now. Sign. Let's go. My grandmother.
Church. I thought he was a hip hop producer. He an author too.
Yo, I
You know
love
what I
it.
mean?
I love it,
Man,
man.
you
But
know,
hey,
much
go ahead, Brody.
love, and you know, I never met your bishop, Miss Michelle White. I've never crossed paths. I've heard you talk about her in the past, but just when I read the book, and I got chills just seeing the way you talked about her and the way you poured love into her, and I was like, I could just see that, you know, that reflection that she inspired you so much. So I could not go on and not mention her. And I knew that it'd probably be a little touchy for you, but we gotta shed light and show love,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, to
Yes, sir.
the queen who was your backbone. You know, because we see a lot of folks come, you know, as musicians and entertainers come from the church and come through the church and, you know, have success and have their careers, but don't go back and credit a lot of people that was
Mm-hmm.
with them
Mm-hmm.
and was teaching them and giving them those lessons at that time.
Big
You know
facts.
what I mean? So
Big facts. I
see
love that.
that you're in the entertainment industry, and you know how it could be, you know, being in the church and doing hip hop and doing R&B and doing what they call secular music. That's the word, right? Almost
Yeah, secular.
secular
You're right.
music,
You're right.
right?
You're right.
And you know, doing that, and you know, a lot of times we can shy away from, okay, cool, of what the teachings and the places that we picked up our gifts, and we pray to God for these gifts, and sometimes we could throw that on the back burner because of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people can be judgmental coming from that space. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yes, sir.
see that, like even in the book, and you talk about with your parents, and you talk about how they wasn't really a fan of the music. You know what I mean? And he was like, listen, I'm not gonna be the, you know, the rapping thing didn't work out. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be the spitter. I'm gonna be the man that's making the music. I'm gonna be the man that's on the instruments. You know what I mean? So just to see how you shed that light on that and embrace that and make that a part of your journey, man, is very
Thank you, bro.
top, you know, top notch.
Appreciate you, bro.
You know, I want to lighten the mood. We talked about this. You know what it is. The bumble. You got the bumble ready. And we play this game pretty much where you got to choose one. Shout out to Bumble, Bel Air, you know the vibes, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
we're
sir.
gonna
Yes,
choose
sir.
one, you know what I mean? So, you know, you're a fellow Bronx native like myself, and each guest I always kind of curate this list based off where they're from, and make it kind of difficult because the goal is always to get you to take a shot, right? So don't be mad at me. You ready? Yeah,
Yeah.
he put his hoodie on. Oh my God. All right, so
Hey, shout out to Taylor Made. Shout out to Taylor Made.
Taylor May, oh, that's my guy. Taylor May in the building, man. Been showing us much love. Much love. Taylor May, that's my guy. That's my guy. You put me on. You put me on. So shout out to
Family,
you.
bro.
And
Family.
yeah, you put me
Family. You
on.
already know
And
what we do. You already know.
I met up with him, a good brother, man. I make sure I go follow Taylor May and get you some good sweatsuits, some good jackets. We got a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
good stuff, man. So I make
Yes,
sure you
sir.
follow Tailor-Made Lifestyle.
Let me pour this shot, man. Let me pour this shot, man.
88 keys. Oh, I gotta get mine ready because I know you're gonna have to take a few. 88 keys or Lord Finesse.
Lord Finesse.
Lord, okay. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, it was easy. Grandmaster Cash or Grandmaster Flash.
Woo! I'm gonna go with Cass.
Okay.
Cass,
D
but I
Nice
know
or Kid Capri. I heard that last one. That was about to be a shot because you was about to say the reason. He was about to say the reason why you love the other one. I knew what you was about to do, so that was gonna be a shot.
I gotta go with Kid Capri.
Kid Capri. Okay. All right, let's get movies. Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society.
Shot.
Okay. I was like, that's a little bit long on that one. That's becoming a minute. I don't think it's gonna have to decide for you. All right. Poetic Justice or Love Jones?
Justice. What?
Crickets.
If you take too long, that's a shot.
I said it.
What you said?
Poetic Justice.
You said, oh, he said Poetic Justice? You
No, we didn't hear you.
probably went out. Okay. All right. I was like, that's a shot. The Five Heartbeats or the Temptations? Hold up. Before you answer, this one, if you don't answer correctly, it affects our brotherhood and affects our friendship. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Five Heartbeats or the Temptations?
Five Heartbeats.
That's what I was talking about. That's I had Leon as a guest before, and
remember, I saw that. I saw that one.
He chewed my wife up for not watching the Five Heartbeats. But I told her, I was like, listen, before we get married, you gotta watch the Five Heartbeats. Like,
Word.
so she did, and she watched it, and it's all good now. But yeah, her black card was not there. All right, it's gonna get a little more difficult. Juice or New Jack City?
For me, Juice.
Okay. You got the Juice. You know, I hate the ending on Juice.
But see, so Juice resonated with me because of the music.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the scenes, I mean, was it in Harlem? A lot of scenes in Harlem though, right?
Yeah. West Side.
Yeah.
Upper West Side.
Juice resonated with me more because of the music and the hip hop shit and Latifah and like the scratching and like New Jack City's a classic, but when you talk music, I'm always with the music.
They gave you more. Mm-hmm. They gave you more of that.
Yeah.
They gave you more of that. And the soundtrack was hard too.
Yeah.
Above the Rim or White Man Can't Jump?
Above the Rim. Let me tell you something. I went to see Above the Rim by accident in camp. And then didn't know what I was getting into, bro. And that shit was life-changing, right? The Tupac got the pain, the record, The Pain with Tupac. I sampled the same record for Jim Jones' My Diary because I loved Above the Rim so much.
Wow. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah. Go to Jim's page when you hang up. Jim is walking into his album release and My Diary, which is the same sample as the Tupac joint from Above the Rim, is playing, and he's walking into that. He just posted that. I sent him the video and he posted it. I was like, you're not going to shout me out. You're not going to say nothing. I'm like, cool.
Where's my credit, Jim? Where's my credit?
Oh my God.
Where's my credit? All right. Boomerang or booty call?
I'm going boomerang.
You gonna go boomerang? Boomerang?
I'm going boomerang.
You know that one is a complex one for me because I think booty call gave me a little bit more knowledge as a kid. So I was a little bit more.
Why are y'all watching these things as a child? That's what I want to know.
Listen, Queen. You know what? I can't even respond to that.
You can't. There's no explanation for it. It's no.
I'm just going to drink. I can't even. I'm just going to drink. Just going to drink.
All right. So we're gonna take a shot to that. Only if you're 21 plus, you should be taking a shot with us. So no matter what you're drinking, but I hope that you're drinking Bumble. All right. So we're gonna do. Before we wrap up, we're gonna do rapper producer duos.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your backyard. 21 Savage or Metro Boomin? No, I'm sorry. 21 Savage and Metro Boomin or Pusha T and Kanye?
Ooh. I'm going to Pusha T and Kanye.
Pusha T and Kanye. Okay.
Yeah.
Drake and 40
easy.
or Rick Ross and Justice League?
Whew. That's a good ad. You ain't playing, Flo.
I do my homework, okay?
For the musicianship in me, I'm gonna go Ross and Justice League. Because I know you didn't ask me the reason, but they created a whole new thing with the Maybach music.
Correct.
I'm gonna go Justice League and Ross.
I'm gonna go with them too. It's because of this. I think the impact and the sounds and the instruments that they were using.
Right now, 40 and Drake is next level. I'm not going.
Next level.
I'm taking nothing away from them two kings because they're genius together. But it's just something about Ross and Justice League that just does something for the musicians of the world, like the players, like the drummers and the keyboardists and the guitarists and the bassists and the horn players and the string set. It's just different. So I gotta go with that.
All right, cool. It's the last one, right? And this is a make or break our friendship too. I'm just gonna put that pressure on you. Kendrick Lamar, right, and Soundwave, or Jay-Z and No ID. Think about it. 5, 4. Yeah,
sorry. I'm gonna go with Kendrick and Soundwave.
Kendrick and Soundwave.
Wow, you gonna do New York like that?
I gotta be honest, Queen. So
I need an explanation with that one though.
I like the 444. It ain't got shit on what Hove did with Ye and what Hove did with Just and what Hove did with Primo. Ain't got nothing on none of them. It ain't touching none of that. I'm just saying. You try and tell me anything on 444 is going against. I'm trying to tell you, Hovey baby or. No, bro. I'm trying. Super respect to No ID. I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry. I can't even
say the Bumble. Lamar Soundwave.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to change Lamar Soundwave.
I need y'all to put in the comments what y'all going with too. But I seen a few Kendrick Lamar and Soundwave. Somebody said take a shot. You taking too long.
No, they didn't.
It's right there. Somebody named Queen.
Oh, she did. She definitely said Queen.
Queen who?
Queen Scooter.
What Queen Scooter.
Queen Scooter said, "Take a shot. You're taking too long."
I am out of this world right now. I don't need another shot. I'm out of here.
I'm definitely gonna get at least two more. We about to wrap up, but I'm definitely gonna get at least two more out of you. And I'm gonna get two more out of you. I did not have these written down, but I'm gonna make sure I get two more out of you. Ready? Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z.
Huh?
Jay-Z.
He said Jay-Z.
His background went out for a second.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. Jay-Z.
All right. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
Shit. Patti LaBelle or Gladys Knight?
Patty.
Damn. All right. Trey Songz or Chris Brown? You had me sweating over here. I'm like, shit, I'm giving him all my best shit. You know,
Flow.
You know what? You know what though? Why do people always pick, right? When I do Jay-Z or Nas, people always pick Jay. I'm starting to feel
I love Nas. Jay, it's not a slaughter. It's not like, oh, Jay is smoking Nas. It's not. When you go into the catalog, it's different, bro. It's different.
It's the person picking, not the artist.
Not even know that. No, I don't even know if it's that, Queen. I feel like, and I mean this respectfully. It's Stadium J and Arena Nas. I don't know, and I don't even know if Nas will give you an arena. Nas might be a theater, and it's no disrespect. And Flo, you're a promoter. You put shows together. You from another angle. You know what I'm saying. And it's not a disrespect.
I know what you're saying.
I can sell out Jay-Z 8 nights in a row at Barclay.
Correct.
Sell out Jay-Z at MetLife. Correct. Can't promise you're gonna do that with Nas. Notice I love Nas.
And there's no disrespect to Nas. Nas do a lot of co-headlining tours. Nas and Mary. I've done Lauryn Hill and Nas together. So you
that shit by himself, bro.
So that's a criteria you're going based off. Okay, all right, cool. I give you that. You know, before we wrap up, you know, any advice, any tips, anything you want to give to aspiring producers out there? You gave us a lot tonight, and if you're a producer, if you're an artist, if you're someone looking to get into the game, if you didn't take notes, then that's on you. But any last words you want to give to producers who may be watching? It could be on the business side, it could be on the personal side, you know, just of the careers.
I think what's most important is that, you know, if you decide to do this musically, musician, producer, singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, writer, whatever it is, you know, just make sure that is what you love. And Flo can relate to this. It's what keeps you in this game, what keeps you in this business is because you love it. The politics of it, the hate, the drama, people standing in front of the doors not wanting to let you in. You got to be able to work against all of that in regards to succeeding. You know, so I just want to encourage everybody that's tuned in, if you're creative, and not even just creatives, like whatever you're passionate about. You might want to be a doctor, you might want to be a lawyer, you might want to be a teacher, you might want to be a veterinarian, you might want to be a pilot, you might want to be a dancer, whatever it is. If you love it, you just got to go after it. We have dreams, and I wholeheartedly feel that dreams that we live, that we dream of, and that we see when we're sleeping, those are all visions that God gives us, visions that we see and that God has blessed us with gifts and talents, right? So then at a certain point, it's up to us to go after those dreams. It's up to us to play our parts and do what we need to do. We got to shoot in the gym. We got to work towards greatness. We got to practice. We got to rehearse. We got to write. We got to produce. We got to sing. We got to dance. You got to do whatever you do and make sure that it's as best as it can be. And we share it with the world, So for those that are tuned in, this is a new year, 2020, 2022.
2022.
That's that bumble.
It's the bumble. I'm telling you, listen, if you never had you a bottle, okay, of Bumble, make sure you get you a bottle of Bumble, okay? It'll do it to you every time, but it gets you just right, and it's always right on time.
Sheesh. That's a perfect, hey, Flo, that was a perfect commercial, bro.
Oh, my God. Listen, I'm going to run it back, and I'm going to send it to Brett.
Yeah, please do. Please, that was a perfect commercial. But listen, for real, I know I said a lot today. I know my bro said a lot today. If I was to leave you with anything, if you woke up today, it's a blessing. If you're in your right mind today, that's a blessing. If you know who you are today, that's a blessing. If you know God, that's a blessing. Take all of those things. Don't take any of it lightly. Be great. Whatever God gave you is just enough. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Your journey, your success, your walk in life is already destined. These fingerprints that I have, I only have. That makes me a superhero. That gives me my superpowers. The fingerprints that you have, no one has. They can have the same.
I got this shit right here. Nope.
Bro, only FloWay got that. So they can have the same name. They can have the same skin tone. They can have the same haircut. They can have the same last name, complexion. But no one's you. And that's the gift that God gave you. That's what's so special about who you are. So walk in that, claim it, and go get all that God has for you in this year of 2022.
That's it, the way you said it the first time.
No. I got it together. I got it together, bro. I got it together, man. No. 20. You see me pause? 20.
Yeah, 22. Man, my brother, man, thank you, man. Very well said. You dropped a lot of gems tonight. You've always come with the realness, and this is why we appreciate you. This is why we love you. We give you your flowers, man, and what you given to the game, if no one ever else told you. We love you. We appreciate you. And what you're doing, keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. You inspire me. You know what I mean? To do more. You inspire me, King. To give back more. And I see you, man. We got this book. You know what I mean? He's signing these books. They're very personal. All right? Amadeus, the story of Amadeus.
I gotta say this. And I want to thank you and your queen and your family for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? My bro, they purchased their book. They didn't have to. I didn't expect them to. I was actually going to send him a copy, and he's like, "Nah, bro. Me and the queen and the fam, we want to support you." And that's a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? He bought that book. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, my brother, on the love and support. It ain't easy putting this all together on your own. A lot of money is spent in putting that together. And as you can see the quality of it and the dedication that was put into that. So for those that haven't gotten your book, DM me. I got the website.
No, that's his Bronx pose.
It's not the Michael Jackson thing?
That's his Bronx pose.
That's the Bronx
The
poem, bro.
Michael Jackson pick. That's the Bronx
Yo.
poem. So here go to MJ.
Let him plug the
Hey. Hey.
Where can they get the
Yo.
book, man? Let them know where they can get the book.
Yes, so I got the website. It's www.imkingamadeus.com. Once again, that's www.imkingamadeus.com. You might not be down with the website thing. You might want to talk to me directly, and that's cool. So DM me on my IG, Amadeus PBM. I got the Facebook, Antoine Amadeus Thompson. I got the Twitter, Producer Amadeus. So however you can reach me, send me a message, send me a DM. I respond to all messages. I respond to all DMs. Go to the website, www.imkingamadeus.com. However you feel comfortable with, order the book. I'm signing every single one of them. I'm writing it out to you. I'm writing messages. Yes. See? But that's special. So everybody ain't getting those paragraphs like y'all now.
Oh, that's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words.
You know, the Bronx to me was like, how many people did he write the same words to? I was like, nobody got this paragraph.
No.
It made me feel good.
Hey, I write from the heart, you know, and your message, the message to you and your fam was to y'all. Ain't no FloWay out here. There's only one FloWay. You know what I'm saying? So that's handcrafted for you and your fam, bro.
Man, Amadeus, man, and please, when y'all DM him, please don't try to hit him up and send him all your music and all of that. He said message him for the book. He will respond for the book. But not all jokes aside, man. It's a perfect read. It's a good read to sit down and read it with your family. You have kids who are coming of age, and you know, pretty much I say any kid who may be the age of 5 and older can kind of understand this book. And it's a lot of, you know, let's get the book, man. Get the book. You know, you charge like $30. You know what I mean? That's $30. You know what I mean?
Right.
You blow that in doing nothing. You know what I mean? So it's $30. It's worth it. Support him. He comes from where you come from. He's a fellow king, man. King Amadeus, man. Thank you, my brother, for joining me, man. It's a great conversation. We're going to take one more.
Oh,
and
my
if you
God.
miss any part of the conversation, right? If you miss any part of this beautiful conversation, Spotify. You can check it out on Spotify at midnight. You can check it out on YouTube tomorrow around 10 a.m. King Amadeus, my brother, I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you, my brother. I'm
man.
so
Thank you,
lit.
my brother. Thank you, man. Great conversation.
I'm so lit.
Bro. Yeah, we got sound effects.
Fucking lit. I'm out of this world.
Man, we love you, man. We appreciate
love
you,
you too,
man.
bro.
Thank you again, King.
Always, my bro.
You,
Always,
man.
my bro.
Talk to you soon, man.
Yes, sir. You already know.
Bro.
Blessings, everybody. Much love to everybody that tuned in tonight, man. I appreciate y'all. I can't see the shit, but it's much love, man. DM me, message me, all that good stuff. I'm going to check it. Get your book. You heard me? Shout out to my brother FloWay. It's the Flow Show. We set this shit off 2022. So anybody that's coming after me that's going to be a guest on this show, you got to do it. You got to bring it. You feel me? I set the atmosphere.
Hello.
I set the atmosphere.
Hello.
You heard?
Yes,
Shout out to the Queen. Shout out to Queen FloWay. Shout out to Queen FloWay. Shout out to the kids.
Thank you.
Let me see you take that shot.
Oh my God.
Don't pump
God damn.
You do anything for a shot?